Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome Valerie from Illumination Portal. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Jean. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. I love having you right underneath of that big bright moon of yours up there.
Thank you. I was just noticing how pretty that is. Thank you so much. I love it. You know, I
You're
love
very,
all space stuff. God.
yep, I know. It's it's beautiful and a lot of fun as well. So Sinister Days is here, Ascending Universal Butterfly, and
Yay.
thank you all for being here. And Maureen Domenico, hi Maureen. Everybody's here.
That is so
Everybody
cool.
has the. Oh, I see. Okay, I can see. And um, Miss Clancy, I don't know what that is. But
I
I think
love
I recognize the icon, but I don't recognize the name is different. I can't remember I think it used to be Teresa.
oh,
And Sue Toffee got a new icon. Look at you all updating yourselves like that. Wiz Lightkeeper, Hibiscus Healing is here. Hi, Hibiscus Healing. She's going to be on my show next week, I believe. Actually, let me just check. It might be Saturday. Let me look.
that is so
Yes,
cool.
Sarah is going to be on my show tomorrow.
Oh,
I plan so far in advance. Sometimes it's a little confusing which week it is.
I love
Yeah,
that you do
Teresa
that.
Ford. Yeah, Teresa is there. There you go. Thank you, Teresa. I recognized your icon.
I think YouTube did something. It changed everybody's name. Like I've been noticing that the last few shows I've been on.
You
Like,
can go into your YouTube account and change it to something else that you want. It just has to have that at symbol in front of it.
yeah.
So that's why. Hi, Lori Hunsinger.
So what we got here?
And Kelly Mystic Next Door was on the show in the chat and she updated hers live. So I was really happy to see that it was just that easy. So you may
That's
if you need to change it, you can do it. What'd you say,
that,
Val?
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think it defaults back to whatever your channel name was, and then you can go in and change it. Like it's not, you know, but it always will have that at symbol. And I think that's what threw everybody back to the original. But, they're making improvements and there's going to be lots of new features coming in. So,
Yeah, so
mhm.
it's
Well,
cool.
thank you everybody for being here. And Val, oh my gosh, you are the one of the busiest ladies I know. You have new moon, full moon. You have you have the new sign coming in, and there's always something changing in those stars. So, what do you have that is important for us to know about Sagittarius? And you also said something about Scorpio because I said I accidentally said you'd be here during Scorpio season, but we just missed it. And now it's Sagittarius season. And
Right.
and you, what did you say to me, Val, backstage?
I said that's actually perfect because even though we're in Sagittarius season, and I believe we're at 6 degrees Sagittarius, we just came out of Scorpio, but Scorpio, I mean, every month is huge, but we're at the end of a 9 year. And where Scorpio comes in and helps us shed anything that hasn't been, that we haven't, uh, that kind of the debris that's deep in there that, it's been moving, but it's not really moving as much as we'd like, or we haven't noticed it. And Scorpio does that, right? It's underneath. It's a sign that works underneath the 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 everyday energies. It's the Scorpio part of us. Let me put it that way, because we all have these signs in our chart, just in a different house. So, when we hit Scorpio season, it is exactly just like fall. You're shedding, the leaves are changing, the weather's getting cooler, all of that stuff. But as you can see, it decomposes, right? It decomposes things to before we go into winter, when we get to the winter solstice, which is another big day. So all year has been really big. It's a huge year for all of us. And we are all coming into, we've been guided to recreate ourselves, reinvent ourselves, because the world, Earth, is raising in frequency, and we're going into a new era. And that's in the astrology. That's in February, when we have February 20th, 2026, we're going to have Saturn and Neptune at 0 degree Aries, which is the first degree of the zodiac. And then once we get to the actual spring equinox is 0 degree Aries, to me, that's when I see us really moving. We kind of have a better grip of, or understanding of who we want to be. We're rearranging ourselves now. Like, our old belief systems are being challenged, or your thought process, or your perceptions. Every aspect of our being is being restructured for our new era, for our new way forward. So Scorpio comes in and helps us really, it's like you do spring cleaning or fall cleaning. That's what you're doing during the fall. So and he was very powerful this year because all the planets, all the personal planets, met in Scorpio. Venus is still there. In fact, tomorrow is last day for Venus. So any minute now, Venus is going to 29 degrees Scorpio, the very last degree. And this is usually where you really make decisions on, Venus is about what we love and value. And is this where we want to be? It's very deep and intimate and personal. So those things are going to come up this next day and 2 days. Well, it's probably been coming up longer than that. But we had an interesting thing where we had on that new moon in Scorpio at 28 degrees, we have the sun, the moon, and Mercury at 28 degrees. So that meant Mercury was in a cazimi with the sun and moon. It was like in the heart of the sun, is usually what it's called when Mercury does that. And he does do that a few times a year. But it was just an unusual thing to be the moon to be there. So that really uncovered the emotional part of us, the deep things, maybe we struggle facing. And that's kind of what Scorpio is, an ally. When we go in and we face those deep things, and we seem to bring out a different strength within us to do those things. So that new moon was very powerful, and it's still playing out because the full moon, the next moon, full moon, will be a full moon in Gemini on December 4th. So you got to think of this Scorpio, and even the signs before that. They're all helping us to recreate ourselves, But you got to think of this Scorpio to the end of the year of really pulling out what needs to go, what changes that would benefit you the most, and always think of it like that. What is in my highest best good, and that's what Scorpio is there for. And then we get into Sagittarius season, which is a fire sign. And obviously Scorpio is a water sign. And we are in a water trine. And this is like a 2.5, 3 month water trine that is allowing us to release those deep emotions that are holding us back, right? And it's flowing in stuff. As we release, we receive. It's a constant with the stars, with the universe, with spirit, So as we release those things that we were, uncomfortable to let go of, they were uncomfortable to stay, and they're uncomfortable to release, But once you do, spirit brings in something amazing in place of that. as soon as you make that choice, and that's where it comes in. So Sagittarius is the fun one, right? Sagittarius is a fire sign, and he's ready to go. Let's make things happen. He's thinking from a higher consciousness. That's what he represents. He
So,
rep- Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know I was
Val,
going.
I was just picking up on a little hit as you're talking, which I always do, which why I love when you come. So, what I'm feeling is that we've been in an abusive relationship with all of the systems and the things that have not been working out for us, but we're so addicted to all of those things, and we have put so much of our time and effort into those things that are not working that we are okay with them being not working out for our highest good. But now they're being exposed and being torn away from us, which they were never ever really good for us. But it's now time for us to let go. So if we hadn't let go of that sort of hamster wheel type of uh, um, mentality, and zombie kind of mentality is what they're
Mhm.
showing me too, and waking up to follow what is truly in our own heart, they're almost forcing us to let go and to find what's truly in our own heart, and letting go of that abusive relationship that was always toxic for us, but we just couldn't leave go because we put so much time and effort into that, especially ladies in our age group, that we have lived our whole lives, and put so much, we set so much of our lives around that, that it's hard to change, even though it's an abusive and toxic relationship. But however, it's a beautiful benefit for us, but it's going
Mhm.
to have some, like, growing pains, or some what do you call that, withdrawal pains of
Yes.
that toxic relationship. And but when we're through with those withdrawal pains, it will leave us with all of our own integrity, our own authenticity, and our own vision and co-creation to move forward the way that we want to. This is metaphorically, this is microcosm and macrocosm. And I love that you're saying this, because it's gone ding, 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 ding. So, so please do
Oh
continue.
my
And thank you
God.
for letting me. Mhm.
I love that you do that, because that, I mean, you just, that is perfectly stated. I didn't want to, I wasn't sure whether we were going to go with it, but that is the deeper part of this, right? This is the societal construct, the systems that have held us down, and it just held humanity down to begin with. From I could go on 26,000 years ago, but especially just during this lifetime, we would have evolved so much faster if we didn't have all these rules, regulations clamping us down that just have us chasing our tail, right? So we're realizing that we're seeing through their playbook, and we're coming together to change the game, to be more authentic, to be in truth, right? Because we all know this is like, it's really, I mean, it's disturbing to see what's going on in the world, but it's almost boring. It's like, how can you just keep doing the same low vibrational things over and over again, expecting any of us to get better except that top 1 to 3%? So who have all the resources. Mother Earth is full of resources. None of us would be going hungry or without a roof over our head or any clothes on our back. We would have the resources if they were fairly distributed amongst everybody, but it's all profit over people with them. So this is where we're coming into our uh, a huge jump in humanity. This is what ascension is. It's looking at what you existed under, what you've been given, to deciding, no, we're going to choose higher for all concerned, and that isn't going to be comfortable, and we can see it's already uncomfortable, but it is playing out the way it's going to play out. As long as we don't lose our voice, where I don't think we will, because time just in history has shown us every time a period comes in like this, the people stand together and speak up and raise their voice and say no more. And the crazy thing is, in the last age of Aquarius, where there was the American Revolution and the French Revolution, that was the first time that the middle class was invented. That's only been 250 years. And they've done everything they can to keep you bolted to their ideal of what that is. You know, you work 2 or 3 jobs. People are living out of their cars. I mean, we're so far away from enjoying our lives, really, you know, for everyone has to have that choice. And it's all based on how our systems are structured. And it's always the profits before people. So, yes, that's going to be a big thing. And here we are in Sagittarius season, fire sign, right? Who sees that bigger vision, who wants to, I'm aiming for this. I am aiming for this society where we all live in peace and harmony, and it's based on authenticity and truth and integrity. And I know it's coming in down to many people are noticing there's something wrong here. You know, we just can't be play this game anymore because we're comfortable, because our comfort is killing us, really, you know. So it's time to, in any little way that you can, whether it's a belief, a thought, perception, take those steps to liberate yourself. Because as you liberate yourself, we liberate humanity one by one. So, and that's what Sag does. Sag looks at that big picture for all, right? Um, everyone deserves a higher education. Sag is all about higher education, higher consciousness. His religion is involved there, but I think that's, you know, each sign and planet is also evolving, and they're also going through their ascension process. So it's not based in those old restrictive religions anymore. It is everything's God. Everything has a spark of God in it, you know?
Hmm. That's
So
beautiful. Yeah.
yeah,
And you know, if I can ask you a question that is a little bit off topic, and then we'll get right back on.
no
And
problem.
all of this is happening while Three Eye Atlas is coming through, and I know that Three Eye Atlas has many different definitions from many different astrologers, and
Hmm.
but when you look at it energetically, and you look at it as being something foreign introducing and interrupting the normal flow of a consistency that we've had for 26,000 years, and something new, something not foreign, but something unknown coming in and
Hmm.
changing our expectations and our awareness. It is activating, and it enhances our awareness, and it breaks us from that status quo. And tell me a little bit about what do you feel about, or what your just brief synopsis is on the Three Eye Atlas. And I don't mean to throw that at you like that, but
No, no, I love this. I was just that I'm always listening to stuff about that. I was just listening to something. So, the more you know, right? So the Three Eye Atlas. I mean, you can't deny the timing. Okay, you can't deny the timing. It came through the Sagittarius constellation, right around the degree, 12
did it
degrees.
really?
Yeah, the way.
Oh, I did not know that. See, that's
Yeah.
why we're in Sag. Okay. Well, it came through the Sagittarius constellation. That's
and it,
fascinating.
yeah, and
Okay.
it came through the degree. 12 degrees was where the great attractor is. There's two big there's four space anomalies altogether throughout our solar system, and two of them are in Sagittarius. So it's come through. It went past. It had perihelion with the sun on October 29th. Most astronomers were saying it wasn't going to go, the sun was going to dissolve it, dissipate it, but it came out stronger. It is, they want to say it's a comet. Okay, quickly. They, when we were in the government shutdown, we were waiting for pictures to be from NASA to be shared, and they didn't share them. Then they said it was because of the government shutdown, but no other government shared pictures either. We were getting everything from backyard astronomers. So that's how, and now NASA knows, and it's one of the systems, right? They know, we know you lied to us. We can't trust you. Okay, so right there, there's that one. But as it came through and it went by the sun and it went by Mars, and that was right at that time, and we were supposed to have pictures of what he looked like by Mars. Then it went further and it's gone by Venus. Now it's going to be closest to Earth on the 19th of December, 2 days before the winter solstice. This is, and it's on the new moon in Sag. Okay, like you can't make these times and dates up. Now I'm trying to stay like daily with it, but I know that he goes near Jupiter in March. But here we have a comet is normally made of nickel and iron. This has no iron. It has an anti-tail instead of the tail in the back. The tail's in the front. It's emitting that dust particles, which that's what I got a hit on, and I'll tell you what that was in a second. It's just flowing them all through our solar system. And when he does leave the solar system, he goes out in Sagittarius. So what he did was make a big loop so far that they can track it, right? In the degree of galactic center, the 28 degrees of Sagittarius. And you can't make these degrees and these dates up no matter what. And I do believe in March, when he goes by Jupiter, that is also around the spring equinox. These are big times. This is the universe speaking to us, saying, pay attention, but they're not sharing that information with us. Now I know all the psychics have gone in and had conversations with it, and Juno and I did this. We did this in September. In fact, this September 13th, I remember it because it was a significant day for me. Beset with something else, and her and I kept getting this showing me the space, the particles and the stuff coming out of it that are as emitting in space as a frequency that is helping us to raise the frequency in our solar system. Did you get that too?
I did. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So I mean, and it's just unfolding. It's like, it's just a beautiful story because I feel really good about it. I don't know. I don't know what the governments are going to try to do, but I wouldn't put it past them to do something nefarious, but I don't want to say that they will until I don't know. I'll stay out of that. But it's interesting. It is just, I mean, and it's on the ecliptic plane. It came in, like comets are either above or below the ecliptic plane of where the planets are normally rotating at. And you got to know, we're rotating through space like a spiral. That picture, that thing you showed, Jean sent me this, and it is so cool. I mean, it's like we're just spiraling through space with our sun in the middle, and we're just all the planets going around that. And we came out of and which is interesting, and I need to research a little bit more on this. We were in this, I don't know if it was the Oort cloud. It was one of them for like 50 years. We were in this kind of cloudier version of where we normally are. I mean, we're not ever in the same spot, but we went through that. And if you can think back in the last 50 years, it's been quite intense for humanity. But it's also, I feel, the beginning, it was helping us come to our awakening because we had the harmonic convergence in 1987. Then we had the 2012. We had all that going on the end of the Mayan calendar. And oh my God, just the name Atlas itself, Atlas, if you can go look into that mythology, that's pretty cool. It's like it's tracking with what's going on, so.
And that's it's a something gram because the A stands for something, the T stands for
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
What do
Of
they
course.
call it?
I don't know. That's the space. That's the name of the telescope. But if we
Yeah,
go
no. I just
atlas,
don't know what you call something when you name it and you put a name to it, but it's
oh,
is
an
it an
anagram,
acronym? Oh,
anagram.
anagram. That's what I was
Isn't
looking
it?
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
Atlas was holding up the world, right? And if you go in and look at that whole mythology, it's pretty cool. It is so crazy how the old stories mix in with the new, and it just constantly. Did I say anagram? I don't know. I hope
yeah,
I
yeah,
said it
yeah,
right.
that's right.
Oh,
I was going to say thank you, Amanda.
thank you, Amanda. And you know, when you're live, everything's just kind of coming in, and you're like,
Mhm. Mhm.
so I think it's I think it's just beautiful. It's fascinating, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds when it's closest to Earth. And it's going by each planet. Okay, not it's not real close, but it's not, it's in our solar system and it's riding by on the ecliptic plane, which never happens with a comet. It's like it's driving itself. Its path was supposed to go behind Jupiter. Now it's going in front of Jupiter because it
Oh,
moved
is it?
itself.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I do have the tracker, but
it's so cool. I just love that stuff. I just love it. And I believe it is part of the liberation of humanity. I think it's a big player in opening up, uh, raising frequency, I want to say.
I know everybody's going to ask me for the website, so I'm going to copy it and post it in both chats before I show it.
Thank you, because I could use that. I
I
was
thought I
looking for
sent it to you.
you did, and for somehow I couldn't find it the other day. I don't know what in the world. It was probably me. I got a new phone, so bear with me. I'm trying to put
Uh,
my posts
it
up and
that
stuff.
talk about being termed upside down, topsy turvy. Get a new phone, and that'll
Mm,
it'll humble
yep,
you real quick, right?
yeah, your whole world changes. You're like, oh my god, you know.
Okay,
Um,
so this is 3i. It's called atlascomet.com, and I put that link in there, but it's the 3i Atlas tracker. And
yeah,
if you scroll down, there is live um, animation. And
love
so
this.
when you click on in here and you here is so this is where the 3i Atlas is right now. And if you look, it tells you where Venus is. It tells you when it's closest to. Let me click on here. Oh, why won't that go down?
So the
Oh,
whole
here it is. Okay.
website, the
And
website
it
is.
says it's closest to Earth on the 19th. I know it's kind of small. Let me try and bring it up a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's track it. What can I get? This is what I was going with the other day.
I
Couldn't
made it
find.
too big. Now it's out of the here. It says it's closest to Earth. It's all the way down here to the right, you guys. I know it's pretty small, but it's on December 19th, 2025. It'll be the closest to the Earth. And here is the animation that you can zoom in or zoom out. And you said he was going in front of or behind Jupiter.
He was supposed to go behind. Now he's going in front. You see how he goes in passes in front? Watch it. I just saw it do it. Let's see if I can reset it. It is so cool to watch. And it wasn't supposed to. And I wish I would be. I was watching this a little closer, so that I was looking for it the other day. And there's so
Well,
many
I think
things.
he came in down here and he came
Yeah.
up and up and up and up and it's
But as
Jupiter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but as it goes this way, right? As it because it's bending and we're moving and space is moving, it goes pretty much back the way it came. It is so crazy. I wish I was better at physics. understand why. I get it in my head at a different level, but I can't explain how or why. But
Oh,
yeah,
I clicked on something else.
Saturn closest. Yeah, so it
Oh,
went by Saturn first. And it probably actually went by, oh, there it is.
oh.
Neptune. Had to go by Neptune and Uranus.
Now I can't get rid of that ad. Oh, it is difficult to move. Here it
Yeah,
is.
that's what I was having a hard time with the other day, the ad. And Uranus closest, yeah, because Saturn, Uranus. Huh, it stops out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
But this
It's
says Earth closest, but here's
mhm.
Earth. But
Yeah,
I
that's
guess, oh, it's because Earth is going to be on its rotation here.
well,
And
it is.
that's
It's pretty far, but that's the closest it will come in proximity to Earth.
so Earth
Mm.
should be around here by the
No,
time this is Three Eye Atlas right here. Let me see if I can
okay.
bring it up. This is Three Eye Atlas right here, and this is Earth right here. And Three Eye Atlas's trajectory is this way, and they're
Mm-hmm.
saying it's going to be closest to Earth right here. So my assumption is that Earth is going to be moving in this direction and will be closest to them here, even
And
though
what?
it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, what day is this that you're on today? You're on
No,
the
no, that
20th.
would be the 19th of December.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
this
no,
is today, right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it'll be a little bit closer, but and you're right. I don't know how everything spirals and moves, and everything's moving. It circles inside of circles inside of circles, and it's just crazy how it does. It's all physics.
Mhm.
Astronomy is fascinating, and
So,
thank God for the backyard astronomers. You know.
mhm. And this is Jupiter, and it says it's going to pass in front as Jupiter is coming around. It was the timing of it that we thought Jupiter
Hmm.
would be past this point before the uh, Three Eye Atlas went by, but it's going to go right in front of Jupiter, and they're not concerned, but that is really close. That is
Yeah,
really close for it to
yeah,
go by that close to such a large planet. And
yeah.
here's how close it got to, all the other smaller planets, to
Hmm.
Mars, to Mercury, to Venus, all in
Hmm.
here. That's like threading a needle, I mean, that's pretty close.
Yeah,
And then Saturn is out here, Uranus is out here, and Neptune is out there. So
yeah.
it looks like Jupiter is going to be a close call comparatively.
Well,
But it's just fascinating, you guys, if you
yeah.
ever want to go in here and take a look at that. And I'm not going to bore you anymore, but I am going to pop over to here since I'm sharing my screen already. And these are all of the current planets. And
Yeah.
this is Aries right here. And you can see that the moon is in Pisces, and
Mhm.
the is this who's
And
this?
it's that's Neptune, and then Saturn, and then the North Node, and then the Moon.
But
So
Neptune
today
is in retrograde and Saturn is going forward. So are they going to
just
eventually meet
started.
each other?
Oh yeah,
Pardon?
they've been next to each other for about 8 months now. They've been very close. They're within a degree or two. Now Saturn is his furthest part back. He's 25 degrees, and he just stationed retrograde last night.
Okay.
And so he is second of there's like 8, 9 planets and planetary objects that are retrograde right now. So this is why we're in this big Scorpio purge. This is helping because as those outer planets, which remember this, we had 5 outer planets change signs in 2025. That's huge. That never happens. To have Uranus and Neptune, they already went to Aries, but then they stopped and went retrograde. And Neptune is just sitting at 29 degrees for like months. So that's the last degree of the zodiac, and that's spirit. To me, Neptune
Oh,
is spirit, and it is cracking us open, bringing in more of our gifts, more showing us our illusions and delusions, showing us where, we're drowning ourselves in mis or disinformation.
Mm.
And that Saturn is there as structure, but he's being restructured too right now. So now as he goes forward and they meet again in February 20th, he's going to say, he's following Spirit's guide. He's like, okay, well, we got this old system, these old structures like capitalism, all that are no longer valid. They're not life affirming. So when they meet, it's going to be creating this new structure based in higher consciousness information. And that's
Okay.
where we come in.
So Saturn is going to meet Neptune in 29 degrees.
At
This,
zero, it's going to be zero Aries. He will
all
meet his,
right. All
yeah,
right. You're kidding. That's when they're going to meet is in at 0 Aries?
yes, at February 20th. And they might, well, of course, Saturn is going to be at 29 and Pisces is going to be at 29. I would say probably that whole month of February before they go to zero. And that's interesting because that's going to be the end of the old era, the end of the shedding. Now, of course, these things just don't happen. And every time I'm about to say that, I get, you can never predict. Things things can change on a dime. Because I was going to say, these things take time. And they always say to me, it's time is nothing like it was. And it certainly won't be at that point. So I don't know. And it's based on your perceptions, your consciousness, where you at on your consciousness level. And that goes with Three Eye Atlas too. Well, it goes with all these planetary bodies. They meet you at your consciousness level of understanding. So as long as you can and that's what we're being asked to do, open your mind, see a higher vision, especially in Sagittarius. That's the whole point of it. See higher than the limited beliefs we were brought up on to believe that was all there was this and there's no more, right? That's not true. Spirit is sitting there reminding us that at 29 degrees Pisces, you know.
So this is where the sun is. This is where Sagittarius is,
Mm-hmm.
and but this is the beginning of the actual zodiac. And are
Right,
these the two largest outer planets that have yet to begin this new zodiac? Like everybody, all the other planets have crossed
right,
Aries, except for these two, and they
right,
came in, but then they went back. And now,
right.
when these two go forward, all planets will have met this threshold. Is that right?
Exactly. And that's what makes it the new era. And if you look today, the moon is conjunct, meaning right next to the north node. The north node is our way forward. That's how we know we're going into the new era because Saturn and Neptune had passed that north node. You couldn't have put those points and places together if you tried. That's all spirit, and there is no time that they can find astrologically. I have one that says maybe 12,000 years ago where Saturn and Neptune were at these degrees, at that 0 degree, starting over that new era degree, where the North Node's involved. You see,
Mm-hmm.
we're living in epic history making times, and we are the ones that are creating this new era. So this is why Spirit is asking us, dream big, because everything starts with imagination. Everything starts as a dream. It believe that you can dream, that dream can become reality, can become in the physical. It's so cool, and we're just gonna watch it all play out. But it goes the faster. I don't want to put like fast or slow, but the more humanity realizes that we've been living in a distorted construct that was excuse me, that was designed to keep us down, to keep us from evolving. That's what all this has been about. I'm going to say this. There is a they, capital letters, that to me are heartless, soulless, that have purposely did this to heart centered, soul centered. And that, a lot of those are in charge. They are the ones, the leaders. They are the ones with all the money and all the power. But that doesn't. They know that this time was coming.
They don't have all the power.
Yeah, they don't. They
It's an
thought they.
illusion.
Yes, yes. And they, but they knew this time was coming, but they had to convince us that they did have all the power, right? So here we are remembering, oh my goodness, I have power. I have power. I'm a sovereign, divine sovereign being of unconditional love and truth. I have the power. And it isn't about power over like they think. It is about just owning your sovereignty. And they, as soon as we all do that, the more we do that, they dissipate. They literally are not in our reality anymore. And it doesn't
Hmm.
need to be a battle. It doesn't need to be hate filled,
It's
you
just
know?
obsolete.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I love
They
that.
become obsolete because the facade and the illusion has been demolished or
Yeah.
dissolved. The illusion is dissolved. And
So exciting. I'm so excited about it.
I know. So, if you're born under the Sagittarius sun,
Mhm.
Sagittarians are known for a unique set of fiery traits. So,
Mhm.
those born under Sagittarius are adventurous and free spirited, um, constantly seeking travel and change, but
Mhm.
their carefree nature isn't without fault. So this has a little bit of a balance to it, Val. What can you tell us a little bit more, a little bit around Sagittarius? And if you guys we don't have as long to do, but if you want to throw in a couple of your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, Val and I will do a couple of readings. I just have a show after this, so we can't go too much overtime. But I'll try and do 30 minutes from
Yeah.
here, if that's okay with you, Val. And
Absolutely. I have a show at 6, so I'm good. Whenever, whatever you want to do.
and and when if your sun is in Sagittarius, well, if anything is under Sagittarius, we'll try and choose you first. Just as an example or a connection to, if you guys have Sag in your sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign, let us know so that we can tap in and do a little bit of a reading for you. Oh wait, look, Amanda Celeste says, but Dr. Jennifer Lusa
Mhm.
Vest has some great commentary on Three Eye Atlas.
Yes, I
Wow.
watch her all the time, Amanda.
Oh,
She absolutely does. And Lisa Vest, yeah, definitely watch her. She does I love how she makes it a storytelling. She
mm,
calls the red hats, and she has all these different names for everything. It's really cute how she does it.
hmm. And Teresa
Oh,
says, what happens if babies are born around the Three Eye Atlas? Will that
and
affect anything?
I love that question. Of course. I mean, every chart is unique. Okay, there aren't two alike, even with twins. So to add that in, because we know where it is, I think it was on the 29th. Like I know this because it was in perihelion. It was at 6 degrees Scorpio. So say a baby was born on that day. And that's their sun, 6 degrees Scorpio. Yeah, you got. And what does that really mean? We don't know, but I feel it brought in higher, not only higher consciousness frequencies, but higher. I, I keep getting it more like an Aquarius thing where they're so innovative. They're out of the box. It's all out of the box. It's so cool. Yeah, it's gonna
Yep,
be cool.
yep. They're here to make change. They're here to
Yes,
make change.
we're
Yep.
not
And
going back.
and sometimes it's not always easy, but
No,
yeah, I
it's
think I
not.
think it's very telling.
And and,
So
and let
mhm,
me just can I just say this one thing? And that is why they pump fear, hate, division into the atmosphere 24/7 because they have no power. They know this time is coming, and they're doing everything because if you're afraid. you're not going to want to change. You don't want to get out of the comfort zone that you are in, even if you're uncomfortable. So this is where, as a community, humanity together, we're going to guide each other. Look, we're all standing up for each other now. They can't even get us to fight each other because it isn't about any of that. We instinctively know that on some level, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I see
Okay.
Rubu 24 is here, and then Gina's Place, you're going to be next. And Rubu says Scorpio Sun, Sag Moon, Capricorn Rising. Beautiful.
That is.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're like right. I mean, that's the way they go in the zodiac. It's
Yeah.
like it's such a beautiful combination right in a row. And I just love that.
What year is that, Ruby? Let me see. Sun, Scorpio. Okay, so you're very good at assessing. And Scorpios are the best researchers and the best detectives. They don't miss anything. Okay, so that sun illuminates that part of you, right? So you're really just, it's so natural with you guys. So you don't you don't really realize that people don't have that uh, that intensity of that ability until you're a little older. Sagittarius, you like to have fun. You don't want to be tied down. Let's put it that way. Not saying you aren't in a relationship, because your Capricorn rising is more focused on business, right? How we make the resources come through. And Scorpio is really good at digging that information up. And the Sag means like, yeah, let's go party, let's go spend that money, let's go do this, let's go do that. And that's, when they said Sag has, it's, and every sign does. We got lower attributes, higher attributes, but the Sag lower attribute can be, I'm having fun 24/7. And really, there's nothing wrong with that. If you set your life up that way, you certainly can do it. And the old systems didn't really like that about us. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Rubu, what I get for you is that you're practical.
Oh,
You're practical at heart, you're practical,
yeah,
and you have balance, and you want to see things working. You like it when things are working.
yeah.
I also get that, and that's what I get from your Capricorn. I also get that you fight for the underdog, and you feel as though you're here for a purpose. And I feel as though you have this collective calling. And that's what I get from your Scorpio. Now, your Sag moon, I do see that you may be a night owl, and you may do some of your spell work or tarot
Mm,
card work at night. And you
mm,
get very comfortable, and you have these loose tea sort of um, parties. Not really a party, but it's a party of one. But you get out your loose tea, you get out your incense, you get out your candles, you get out the cloth, and you put, some tarot cards or oracle cards out. And that's what I see about your Sagittarius sign. Because you
mm,
have things that you like to see working, and you have this need to, improve things around you and fight for the underdog. I feel like it both of these things fuel your desire to develop your innate qualities of, all of your spiritual gifts.
mhm.
So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, Rubu, but let us know.
And that Scorpio, right? That Scorpio, and that's, and all of us remember that. But a Scorpio sun is looking for the mysteries of the universe. They want to know why, things are the way they are. Very into the mystical.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So after Rubu, I have, did I say? I think it was Gina's Place. So Gina's Place is after Rubu, and then after Gina's Place is Hibiscus Healing. So Gina's place and then hibiscus.
Okay. I
Oh,
just
here.
wanted to, oh, go ahead. I'm
And
sorry.
Rubu says, I'm single and have been for a while. Haha. Sounds like me for sure. Oh, love it. Amazing. And fight for the underdog. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And
And
you
I
had a
got
card for her?
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Review collecting seeds, and that kind of like went along with your tea and things like that. Remember that that what was once planted has grown, and now it's time to sow new seeds. Now this is perfect, for these new moons coming in. And that Scorpio, that was a new moon in your sign, and it was on the 20th, was 8 days ago. We're still working in those energies, and I'm sure most everybody here knows to speak their intentions to the moons and do your witchy thing for sure.
Well, I think it would be fun to do a nice little moon ritual, no matter if we've done it 100 times
I'd
before or
love
not. I think it's
absolutely,
important. Okay, so
absolutely.
Gina's place and then hibiscus. So Gina says her rising is Sagittarius.
Mhm.
And let me see, I think she gave us the other ones. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Gina's place. Uh, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Cancer, and Sag rising.
Ooh, 64 wood dragon, too. Very cool. So that Sag ascendant, right, is you I get that because Taurus likes to be comfortable, right? Taurus, Sun and Taurus, they don't, but that Sag ascendant really helps you explore. You give yourself permission to go and experiment and see. Because Sag is a fire sign, Taurus is an earth sign, Cancer's a water sign, and that's an emotional moon sign. I mean, Cancer rules the moon, so you can pick up. You're really good at reading people's emotions, whether they're speaking them true or not to you, and and as you do all these different, feel through like Cancer would, and go out there and be the fire of Sagittarius, and you make it into your own thing that you make physical on the earth with that Taurus. And plus you got that wood dragon. That's another element that brings in the. Uh, I don't know why they're having me say this. The most scarce resource in the universe is wood.
Wow.
I don't know what. So wood isn't found everywhere on every planet. So think
Wow.
how um I mean how
Important.
amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, how amazing to be on Earth and enjoying all of this physical around us. As you're in a physical form. So cool. I hope that helps. I hope that made sense.
Yeah. So, Gina, what I see in your Sag rising, Sun, Taurus, and Moon, Cancer, I I do feel as though I feel like you're a little bit of a leader, and you have a lot of passion. And the leader I get from Taurus, the passion I get from Cancer and Sag, and you encourage people to make a move and to make a change.
Mhm.
I feel as though you would be a wonderful coach and uh, teacher, instructor, advisor, all of these things because you're quite passionate, but you have this or not, and you have this ability to really connect with people on a
Mhm.
soul to soul level.
Mhm.
So what you say resonates, and you keep it real. You don't have any pretentiousness in your throat chakra. I feel like what you say
Mhm.
is from what you've experienced. Like
Mhm.
you don't just suppose. You speak from experience, and you
Yeah.
truly do want to help people with passion. Um, I mean, passionately, and but I do see you as being a leader, an instructor, a teacher, but you do it with heart, and so that's what I was picking up for you, Gina. with all of that. And I'm trying to get to know Sagittarius a little bit more. So please do let us know if either one of those made sense to you. And Val, do you have a card for her?
I do, and it says meadow. Let your being be as full and as vibrant as a summer meadow. And when Jean was reading you, I kept getting on your Cancer. You know, Cancers first and foremost are want safety and security, and really that's ultimately what we all want. But the Taurus loves that, right? And the Taurus part of you, so you are authentic, you're genuine because you know that that is. You receive what you are, you know. So I think you just automatically instinctively know that.
So did you shuffle the card in or do you
Yeah.
have the card?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. What happened? Well, did I say it?
You said it, but I didn't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon.
That's all right.
Hold on, I'll find it real quick.
So Gina says, you've just described me perfectly. I lead by example, all hands on deck. Wow.
I love it. I love it. Very, yeah. You know that's very strong within yourself. Yeah. You know, I love that.
Beautiful, Gina. Thank
Very
you.
strong soul.
Well,
Oh
that's all
my
right, Val. You explain the
here,
card. That's
here
all.
it is.
I just wanted it's a yeah, there it is. Ooh.
Yes, it's like you know you understand. Uh, you see how I'm getting the book and all of Mother Nature and all that. It just you understand everything's connected on a very deep level, and you're content with that. That's
Beautiful. Thank you very much. So next we have hibiscus healing.
Hibiscus healing high, Virgo, Sun, Sagittarius rising.
Amanda, did you give us all three of your signs? If we have time, we'll do Amanda Celeste. Let us know all three if you know them. Hibiscus is Virgo Sun, Sag rising, and I don't know what else she said. Hibiscus. And
Okay.
thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to
Yeah.
all of the moderators. We really do appreciate you.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we just got so passionate about our talk today. We went over. That's why we're only want to do a few um, readings here. But hibiscus says the something. I have a moon, Neptune, and rising in Sagittarius.
Oh, nice.
So Virgo sun and the what does moon and Neptune mean? Because I don't know what that means
Okay,
in her.
so let's say okay on her rising, on her ascendant, right? When you first take that first breath, she has Sag. She has the Moon and Neptune in Sag right there. Neptune, when I see someone with Neptune on their ascendant, they're born like spirit is bringing you in, you know, truly is bringing you in, and then your moon's there, so you're very sensitive, very sensitive.
Okay. Virgo
And
sun and Sag moon and rising. So the moon and the rising is in Sag. I
yeah,
see.
and that
Thank you.
Sag. Okay, so that Sag is really. I love that your moon is there because you know Virgo wants the details and they want to do things in an orderly fashion, which is probably not easy on your Sag, but it's really helped your Sag because Neptune in Sag on your ascendant can be very like confusing. Should I do this? Should I not do that? Should I? So that Virgo sun really helps you come in and hone in on what's important now, and instead of being out there too much. Because Sag does have vision, and they do go for it. But there's so many choices that can be very confusing with that Neptune there. But I feel that you have a nice uh, and Virgos are the earth angels. Let me say that. So Sag is higher consciousness is also you know that version of spirit. Another version of spirit rules Jupiter. So they expand everything's big, you know. Um, I love that. I really feel you're very spiritually, real spiritual, and quite adept at that, and like helping people, like that earthy part of you, that Virgo part of you, you really give to people. Yeah, see, she questions herself all the time. It's not easy with Neptune there, you know. And Sag just knows that there's endless amounts of we could go on and on and on, and so does Neptune because Pisces rules Neptune. So that's like unlimited choices. And hi Janet Borbor. Oh, I said goodbye
No.
to everybody. Thank you.
Um, so, um, Sarah, what I was getting for you, hibiscus healing, is fun, carefree, down to earth, serious, organized, balanced, passionate, and easygoing. So
Mm.
some of these things are dichotomies, which is you're not easy to figure out. You're not
Yeah.
easy. Not people who know you only know one. They only know the passionate side of you or the easygoing side of you, and then when they find out that you're serious and organized, they're like, "What?" Like these things come and go, which
Mhm.
you can choose which attributes or which characteristics to apply to certain parts of your life. Maybe in your relationship you're much more serious and down to earth and organized, but in your profession you're much more passionate, easygoing, and balanced. And it's a little bit of everything. Nothing is good or bad. It's in degrees. It's in where and how we use these strengths. But I do see the first word I wrote for you is fun. And with that being serious and organized, it doesn't sound like fun, but you are fun. But you're like, wait a minute, I am fun. I can be serious, organized, and fun
Mhm.
too. Like
Sure.
there's like this, you're very multidimensional, which we all are. But I do find that you can pick and choose where to apply these certain attributes. So that's what I find in your
Oh,
energy there, Sarah. And do you have
mm,
a card for us, Val?
I do. Sarah. Let's see, we got liberate yourself from influence and invoke the power within. So this is it's saying, okay, and this is kind of where we're at, right? With that Scorpio going on. If there's something that is hindering you from uh, truly allowing you to be you, to be free, to be you, um, and that could be a belief, it could be a person, right? It could be where you live. It says, liberate yourself from influence and invoke the power within. You decide what you want. It says table, farm to table, but
Mm-hmm.
that is so important. And this is like we're all being asked to to release what is no longer going forward with us. It's really hard, you know. And we've been doing this for probably 10 years, if really the whole time we've been alive here, but definitely since 2012, things have just been unraveling and unraveling. Then 2020 it accelerated things. I hope that helps.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah. So the next one, and this is the last reading that we'll have time for. Amanda Celeste is Sagittarius Sun, Leo Rising, Libra Moon. Thank you so much for putting those comments, I mean, the commas in, because
Yeah.
it's hard for me to read that sometimes.
Wow. So the Sag and Leo are fire signs. Okay, so she is. But I mean, thankfully you have that Libra, because that Libra comes in and brings you some balance and harmony and will adjust. Okay, is this for my highest good, or is this, it'll tell you, it'll let you know. Don't go this way. You want justice, you want, meaning balance. uh, Leo's a sad fire just wants to have fun. They just really want to explore and make things happen. Do parties like I see. I don't know. Do you are you a party planner? I'm seeing somebody do party planning. And that sad sun. is all about it, and really can create, like, you would be an excellent party planner. They keep showing me a party planner, I don't know why. And because it would always be fun and different, and it's endless possibilities, again, with that Sag. And that Libra has that ability. You get along with all kinds of people, you get along with everybody from all different walks of life. You're really able, maybe you're in the service industry, or you were in some capacity, you'd be really good at that. Really good at pulling people together too. Pulling people together. Hi, Christine.
I'm a restaurant person who lives to be on the road.
No
Aw.
way. Oh, goodness. I love it. And see, that's perfect for you. You could go to resort and making things happen. Let's see, I got Poppy. Let's see, it says pause for a moment to reset and reconnect with your soul. To allow your soul to speak. Because I mean, are you who lives to be on the road? Are you on the road yet, or are you planning that? You would be an excellent party planner, I'm telling you. Or like if you worked maybe in a banquet section of hotels or something, like that whole creating the party vibe, or the meetings and things like that. If you talk to anybody, but definitely this is what we're being asked, right? Our hearts have the answer, and anytime we're like confused, or heart, this is what I wanted to. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I talk with my heart, my spirit team, about how do I get on the road? How do I go from resort to resort area? How can I do this? And it's there's a way. There's a way for you to do that, But it is so important right now we listen to our hearts. Our hearts are driving. And if we're following that, our instincts, our spirit team, and especially now, as soon as you follow that one step, another door opens, and they're bringing it in. They're bringing it quick too. And it is all about you making that choice, though, of following your heart honestly, authentically, not letting anything hold you back because of any of these old era belief systems. So definitely follow your heart, everybody.
So, what I got for you, Amanda, is the first word I wrote was misunderstood. And I felt like it was hard for you to communicate with people as you were coming up. I see you in your 20s, like talking, and people are like, you're crazy. Like,
Mhm.
they can't even understand what you're trying to
Right,
say. So,
right.
misunderstood. And I see that you have a unique point of view. That's why people just can't grasp what you're trying to say, what you're trying to convey, the picture that you're trying to describe. And it's about communication as well. I see anti-conformity. You don't conform
Yeah.
to you're not a corporate kind of a
Mm-mm.
worker. You're just not into conformity. You're like, if you want me to go straight, I'm going to go in circles. Like
Yeah.
you're just anti-conform. It's whatever everybody else is doing. You want to do the opposite because it's the road less traveled and it's more fun and it's more adventurous. I also see no routine, which I said, and
Mhm,
spontaneous. So
mhm.
the spontaneous is your ability to trust, to believe, to make a move, to be inspired, to follow your nudges from your spirit guides.
Mhm.
And I also see you reinventing yourself, not
Yes.
only in early in life, I see you reinventing yourself 3 times. And I know
Wow.
that could be made in mother crone, but it's more
Mhm,
than that. It's more
mhm.
of who you are and what's around you and what your likes or dislikes are. But I do, and that's not always easy because a lot of us rely on who we've become when we grew up, and
Mhm.
we become this person and we are stuck to that throughout our lives. But you get to reinvent yourself 3 times, 3 times in your life. And oh no, not conformity, she says.
Yes, he does. Yeah, I can. Yeah, you really are. And I want to say this real quick. You are like all of us here. We're at the front. We're the front lines. Light workers, love workers, energy workers, and it's because of you thinking outside the box and not conforming is how we're getting we're moving into that higher frequency. So keep going. Keep going.
So we're done the readings today, but I just wanted to put this up for Christine. She said Sag rising, and so is her dad, and her brother is Sag
Hmm.
sun with Sag rising. And she
Hmm.
says it runs in the family.
Yes.
Is that a thing, Val?
Yeah, you will definitely see your family members in your chart. Yes, absolutely. Even down to the degree sometimes. It's really cool how that works out. Even in your relationships too, like who you marry and stuff, it's pretty cool. I mean, the charts really, and I give soul, psychic, intuition, soul readings, right? And there's so many different astrologers. You got medical astrologers, you got travel astrologers. It, there's people who can see, because it is really, this is the blueprint. The divine gave us a blueprint to go through life. And at any time where I take this chart 10 years back or 10 years forward, it'll give me the where the energies are the most prominent for you at that moment, which way to go. It's really cool. But we all have a different, just like all psychics are different, all mediums are different. We all have a different point of focus, or what I receive. It isn't so much me choosing, it's what comes in. That's how that works. But it's really cool to get a chart.
Well, this
And
is so exciting, Val. I could talk to you for hours, hours, hours.
I,
It's you the energy between you and I, it really is connection. Woo! I love it. I
it is.
love
I
it, love
love
it,
it.
love it. I learned so much from you, Val. You have so much
Oh,
information that you're able to condense and give us what's most important for us to learn right now. And I
no.
just thank you. I know it's not easy. I know you have other shows going on. You have other people that want you on their channels, and everybody's like, "We want Val on our channel," you know. So I love it. But where are you
I,
gonna be later tonight?
I
Later
love it. I'm
tonight?
going to be on my channel with Kaylee, who touched to the Holy Spirit. We get together on Fridays for Fearless Friday because of all the stuff the systems are doing out there 24/7. We try to come in and and relieve that intensity. Just remind everybody, like, we are ascending, we are elevating in frequency. We are. It takes courage. It takes courage to say, okay, this
Mhm.
isn't working for me, or I really don't feel like, I can't tell you how many people don't feel like they're in their own life because they've just went along to get along.
And
And
we understand that happens, but now
absolutely,
things are gonna be the opportunities are gonna come in for change
yeah,
to change that, you know?
yeah. And
And Bora, thank you so much.
I,
She says in approximately 45 minutes, Jean is gonna be on with Marina from Heart Center Tarot. Yes, I am hosting. And Bora's like, "Jean, you got 45 minutes, girl, get on there."
I mean, thank God for Bora Bora. She keeps me, because I'm like, I have a hardest time focusing and getting time stuff done. But I put the card for all of us, which I thought was pretty telling. It says, "Coming of fall. Let the spark of hope within you ignite and never cease, for it is never too late to manifest your dreams."
That's so beautiful.
It really is. It's like choking me up. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's true though. We are here to create a new era, and that is based on your point of focus, right? What are you passionate about? And just do that thing. Take the step, and your team will open up for you. And Jean, I love hanging out with you because we do. I love how we bounce off each other and enjoy enjoy our time together.
It's always fun, Val. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here and for all of your support, all of the moderators, and all of the community members becoming a member on my channel. Thank you all very much. I will see you again in less than 45 minutes with Marina. So thank you all very much. We'll see you again. Bye bye, everybody.
We love you.
Thank you,
No.
everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.